Let's now go to Michael Shoebridge, Strategic Analysis Australia, to talk about the big foreign policy events happening in Australia this week. Thanks for joining us, Michael. You've got all the ASEAN leaders meeting in Melbourne. It's a an annual meeting, but a privilege for us to have this in Melbourne, and a great opportunity for Australia to push our arguments, our positions on the region. But are we embarrassing ourselves because we kowtow to China so much? And most of these countries, while they're intimidated by China, are very, very wary about its economic and defence posture in the region.
Chris, I think you're right that there's a problem because these Southeast Asian countries really are quiet on China. They feel intimidated. They can't speak up. They look to Australia as one of the countries that will speak frankly and openly about the problem that China is bringing to the region. But instead of that, we get this word salad from the government. So, we have to shape and build habits of cooperation. We need more regional architectures. We need to build strategic trust. The words you don't hear is China is acting to destabilise the region. China is encroaching on Southeast Asian countries' territories, like the Philippines. That frankness and direction is missing from government statements now.
And as you know, actions always speak louder than words, and they happen to be here while there's this controversy erupting where we know that a former politician was selling out their country, in the words of our ASIO boss, yet we won't name that politician nor name the country that he'd sold us out to, and we all know that's China. Isn't that telling the ASEAN nations that you should kowtow to China?
Well, you're quite right that actions are what Southeast Asia wants to see. They want to see it from the US, Japan and Australia. And they're not going to get that out of this meeting or the government policy. So President Marcos from the Philippines addressed the Australian Parliament. He wants joint patrols with our Navy helping prevent China from stealing the Philippines' territory. And we're not going to do that. So it's going to be profoundly disappointing. But of course, this is all about nothing getting in the way of Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's visit later this month.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on all this over coming days. Just quickly, while I've got you, Michael, the Houthis managing to sink a cargo ship in the Middle East. How dramatically does this escalate those problems?
Quite clearly, it shows the danger that the Houthis and anyone with drones and missiles poses for navies. The US Admiral in command of that Red Sea mission said this is the biggest naval battle the US Navy's fought since the Second World War. Well, the Houthis have no ships. So it says to me our Navy needs drones, missiles and unmanned undersea systems, and nothing in the government's plan is buying those things.